What's good? What's good? I uh I don't know what I'm going to title this video yet. I'm just going to start rambling and kind of see what happens, but essentially I want to make the case for why people who are left leaning and left identifying should not comply with potential future mask and or jab mandates. And the premise of my argument is just that it creates a precedent for the government to continue controlling how we want to live our lives. It's medical fascism. Our tax dollars are being forcefully taken from us to fund the research and development of this drug that a private company created, and then the private company gets to keep all of the profits from the mandates of the product. So it's just wild. Like, that's quite literally fascism. The government and the corporations working hand in hand to for the greater good of the country. But the moral of the story is, the more you comply, the more the government will feel it's okay and attempt to control and oppress you. And let me just give some examples. I wanted to touch on some examples. For example, uh, there are now states where you can no longer murder your unborn baby, or they're making it harder to do so. Oh, I'm sorry. We can call it an abortion, but that's what you're doing. You're murdering an unborn baby. And this is where I lose people left and right, because, and I believe this is a Thomas Sowell quote, but to be for liberty, you must accept things that are going to happen that you disagree with. So I think abortion is murder. However, that is a huge, to me as an anarchist, gray area, in that what happens between a doctor and a woman and all of that, like, it's a huge gray area, you know. There are some anarchists that think abortion should be like, they think it violates the non-aggression principle, and although I do, the whole accountability and personability, there's just a lot to it that I pretty much say we can't make it illegal, but we can still say it's wrong. But anyways, the government is more emboldened to get in the way of you murdering your unborn baby because you're complying with all of their bullshit and because you continue to comply. What's another example? Oh yeah, you guys want to like show pornography to kids in public schools? Like Florida, Ron DeSantis banning books. Yeah, the government is the mechanism that prevents you guys from showing that pornography to kids. And as an anarchist, there shouldn't be public schools, for one. And for two, like, yeah, no, you shouldn't be showing kids pornography. Uh, and then also, okay, let's just keep going. In Texas, I think, and in other states, they're banning drag queen story hours, because the government doesn't think you should be sexualizing children. I kind of agree with them on that. Not the government, but the people. Like, yeah, that's a whole thing. That's a whole thing. But again, because you complied with the mask mandates, they're going to continue to grow their power, and they're going to continue to increase the level of oppression that they are exerting on us. So while I disagree with you on these subjects, I, on a deeper level, believe that it's kind of none of my business in a lot of ways. I'm going to raise my kids how I want to raise my kids. you can raise your kids how you want to raise your kids. Just like don't fucking hurt my kid and we'll be good. Like just don't violate the non-aggression principle. It's not that, I mean, it is hard, but and there are gray areas, but ultimately the point of this video was to discuss the mechanism that enables totalitarianism, or one of the mechanisms, which is compliance. Compliance enables totalitarianism. The last 3 years have proven that. And there is existing literature, i.e., The Great Reset. And then I think he even wrote another book showing that that is their future intent, is to continue to consolidate power and resources. And the more you comply, the easier you make it for them. And so while we may disagree fundamentally on some things, maybe we should like start agreeing on the fact that our government is way too big, way too powerful, way too malevolent. Can we maybe start there? Like, let's just put aside the disagreements we have on other issues and let's just start here. The government is too big. The government is too powerful. The government is too corrupt. Can we start there? Let's start there. Thank you. Much love, y'all.